The persistent killings in Benue State, often attributed to clashes between herders and farmers, have become a tragic symbol of Nigeria's broader security crisis. Now, despite repeated assurances from the government, the cycle of violence continues, leaving countless families displaced and communities devastated. This situation highlights the glaring gaps in Nigeria's security architecture and raises serious concerns about the government's capacity or willingness to enforce law and order, their capacity to protect lives, and address the root causes of such conflicts, including land disputes, ethnic tensions, and weak governance. So, how can over 200 people be slaughtered and burnt in hours and nobody is held accountable? The president has directed a reconciliation and now ask, with whom? Who are you reconciling with? Benue citizens on their own came out to protest at Makodi and they were dispersed by the police. With tear gas. We saw a handful of policemen, we saw helicopters hovering around them. So my question remains, when will insecurity end in Nigeria? We are no longer safe in a country we call our own. What then is the fate of the ordinary Nigerian? Where are the fundamental human rights to life? Why is our government treating insecurity with kid gloves? Well, a good morning to you viewers and welcome to Now Streaming, coming to you live from ACNNTV. I am promising Joko to be your anchor this morning, and with me in the studio is my co-anchor. Let her introduce herself.
Hi, Promise, it's beautiful being here with you on today's show. My name is Gift Naji, and the situation of Nigeria is really one of concern. Every day we keep on hearing lives. We've relegated humans to a bunch of numbers. They say just this was killed, that was killed. It's really a sad one.
Really sad, really sad. Well, joining us later in the studio is Comrade Peter Piper. He is a human rights activist. So when he comes in, we'll also speak with him. Viewers, we encourage you to be a part of this conversation by calling the number showing on your screen. And, send us your comments via any of our social media platforms also showing on your screen. Even though it's not a happy moment for Nigerians, but then let's commence this program with the headlines from some select newspapers that came in early. So I'll allow Gifts kickstart it. Let's hope which one you have there.
Okay, taking a look at the Vanguard newspaper, we have from outside the shores of Nigeria, Israel-Iran war, 330,000 flee Tehran, oil price drops by 4%. This can be found on page 8 of the Vanguard newspaper. Also beside the masthead, we have bloodletting, Tinubu shifts Kaduna trip and heads for Benue. This story can be found on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper. That's all we have so far on the leading stories of the Vanguard newspaper.
Okay, thank you very much. And quickly, let's look at the Guardian. The Guardian newspaper, we have Sokoto to negotiate with repentant bandits to end insecurity. And that story is on page 9. I have a very serious problem with this negotiation and reconciliation. I have a very serious problem with it. But anyway, we move. Okay, on page 7, tanker drivers suspend loading over Lekki Epe e-collop fee. And on page 4, The Guardian, City Productions unveiled the Nigerian Summit 2025. The lead story there, CDS links military saboteurs to Benue massacre ahead of Tinubu's visit. You find that story on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. And you see the picture story there. I have 2 or 3 stories I would want to take there. On petrol, Pengassin accuses government marketers of exploiting consumers. Okay, that story is on page 4. And on page 5, Damagun denies defection plans as Tinubu's ex-aide vows to plot his 2027 defeat. Okay, quickly let's take a look at the Punch newspaper. The Punch newspaper there above the masthead on Benue bloodbath. CDS IG launch cross-border manhunt for killers. Are they kidding me? Okay. Well, there's a bonanza there up on that Punch newspaper. Dangote PMS diesel aviation fuel free delivery, and this bonanza begins on August the 15th to the August 15th, 2025, and you find the details of that on page 3 of the Punch newspaper. And the last we're going to be taking there is on 2027. APC talks tough as pressure mounts over Tinubu's running mates. Okay, that story is on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. Well, that is all we can take on the newspaper headlines. Viewers, we encourage you, as usual, to always, get these newspapers and read for yourself, get yourself abreast with the happenings in the country. So quickly, let's look at some of these trending stories. I said I have a problem with some of these negotiate and all of that. Sokoto to negotiate with repentant bandits to end insecurity. So I'm trying to look at it. We're going to come to Benue, but I just want to take this out of the way. I'm trying to look at, so we need to negotiate with repentant bandits to end this security. I don't understand.
More like an encouragement.
Exactly.
You can finish the killings and there's still
room for negotiation.
Like it happened earlier where they were rehabilitating Boko Haram, sending them abroad. It's crazy because so many lives has been lost, families has been displaced, people are in pain and in sorrow, and those perpetrators you are thinking of making the society accept them in. If nothing, if they are truly repentant, let them face the what they are supposed to face for all their years of wickedness. Then we can now talk of forgiving them.
You know where I have a problem, Gift, is this. You say these people are repentant, you give them VIP treatments, you send them abroad to go and study. Study for who? Study for what? And then nothing is done for the people who were at the receiving end. Nothing is done to compensate their victims. So it's more like I hurt you, the government gives me a pat on the back for hurting you by sending me abroad.
What of the opposite that we find? Those that steal as little as granuts, they are sent to prison.
Exactly.
Some even life sentence.
Exactly. And then people who are terrorists, we need to call these people who they are. Terrorists.
Displaced families.
They are sent abroad. They are being negotiated with. They are being given VIP treatment. One-on-one, we can't see our governors. We can't see our senators. But these people on the platter of gold get to the government house, have handshakes, and it's crazy what happens in Nigeria.
for changing your ways.
Does it make sense? Does it really make sense? Okay, viewers, please feel free to call in and lend your voice to the conversation ongoing. The number to call in is showing on your screen. And I've always said, if you can't call, please send us your comments via any of our social media platforms also showing on your screen. It's always a delight to hear and read from you. Okay, so quickly, let's look at the bloodbath in Benue. There was a time it was Plateau. Yeah. Plateau came, the governor, decided to set up a committee to find out why cows were killed. And then now we have Benue. I'll read some of these headlines here. Tinubu shifts Kaduna trip, heads for Benue. Okay. CDS IG launch cross-border manhunt for killers. Okay, I'll adjust my schedule to visit Benue State on Wednesday, says Tinubu. I think let's even start with that. I will adjust my schedule to visit Benue State on Wednesday.
I think we should first of all look at some of the views, the
videos.
Yes,
okay.
Benue, and also the speech that Tinubu gave.
All right, viewers, let's stay with us while we watch these videos. Don't go away.
All right, so I am live in Yelewata in Benue State, where the attack took place yesterday that claimed the lives of over 200 persons, the herdsmen attack. Now, what my eyes have seen, my mouth cannot speak unless you will see it by yourself. So please follow me with the camera. Now, if you notice something, you can see the smoke still coming out because everywhere was burned. Please take the camera around. Now, let me show you this thing. Please. This video is very sensitive, so it might be very disturbing for you. So a warning is on the video. Thank you. Now, these are human beings. This is a child that was burnt to ashes. This is another one. This is number 2. This is number 3. This is number 4. Please. This is number 4. This is 5. This is 6. Now look at the skull of this one. This is 7. These are their bones. These are children that were born in this place. As I am counting now, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just in this room alone. Look at their bones. Look at their bones. Please zoom in these bones. These are bones. Now in this room again. This room again. This is another 1, 1, 2, 3. These are bones as well. They were burnt. They were all burnt to ashes. Now let's go outside. Now this is another room again. This is another person. This one you can see. This one is still even very much fresh. The body is still very fresh. Another room again. Another room again. This is another place again. Please come. See their bones. Get it. See bone. This is the bone of a human being. See, this is a child. This is a child. See another one. These are children. These are children that were massacred here. Burnt to ashes here. Now, the reason why I came here, I'll go and interview some of the persons that were there, that witnessed everything, that can explain. The reason why I came is, one thing I've noticed is that it seems the government don't know what is happening. Maybe because it is not in their faces yet. I don't know why back in the day, when things like this happen, the news, the media bring it to our faces. But nowadays, it's as if maybe they have paid them not to come and talk about things like this, and it's please bros, let's just go. So please, who is that man that was here yesterday? Please, can you come? I'll still take you guys around the area so that you can see. Bros, please. Good day. My name is Very Dark Man. I just came here when I heard what happened. I came here to see the situation of things, and I'm not going to lie to you, what I saw now really broke my heart. Seeing all these people burnt to ashes, really broke my heart. So I have just one purpose, to put it out there for the government to really see what is going on. You know, so please, can you tell us what happened yesterday? You don't need to use English, use pidgin, more the flow well.
Okay. Yesterday we were in our town at around 10:45.
10:45.
Yeah.
In the morning.
In the evening.
In the evening.
That is in the night.
Yes.
Then it started raining, so we were indoor. Then at about the time now, then the husband Fulani men just came nowhere. They started with hunting us at the police station over there.
At the police station? That's where it started?
Yes. They knew very well that the police station are there, and that they are wearing arms, preparing for whatever that will comes. Okay. Then from there...
Did they chase the policemen away?
No, the policemen were there to attack them. They did their job.
They did their best.
Their best. Then from there, knowing that, okay, they have attacked them fully there, then another group was down here without the notice of the policemen. Then they started opening the door from one door to another. They were with many weapons. They break the door while entering into the room. They'll pour the fuel and then
Light fire.
light fire. And then that is how it started. And we are hopeless. And what you have seen here now, a lot of people that die in our community is unexpected.
This
Very dark man.
I saw the amount of people. I saw the amount of people there that were killed.
Yeah.
Even here too. How many people? How many people do you say was killed there? 40 people. 40. Yeah.
Yes.
40 persons. Yeah. How many?
This is where they were right now. This is the
This place 35 persons. Yeah.
We'll move down.
This place.
Let's go down.
Let's go down. Let's go down.
Okay.
This is where they were like down. We wonder they were bombed inside the room. You see those schools that were being covered here. It was them that they were bombing people.
Hey, bro. It's here.
Yes. 5 persons.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, the slaughter them.
Well,
Blood.
Animals.
You see the wall.
Corpse, blood. They slaughter them.
you can come inside.
Oh god. Oh man.
Yeah.
Just this piece.
See. See.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to credit Eugenia Abu with the fact that we have a minute silence for the people, the victim of Benue. While I sympathize with the Benue people, I've spoken to the governor. The leadership and people of Benue should accept our condolences and tried hard, very, very consciously, to maintain peace, harmony among themselves. I've always said this, that we are one single huge family living in the same house, stay in different rooms, but living together in harmony will be the result of our diversity for prosperity. We should be able to manage our anger and frustrations. I sympathize those who have lost their life. I will adjust my program and go see Benue people on Wednesday. But today is a great The
Welcome back, viewers. If you're just joining us, this is now streaming on ACNN TV. Earlier, we told you we'll be with Comrade Peter Piper, who is a human rights activist. He is here with us. Good morning, Comrade. How are you doing this morning?
Well, thank you. Good morning. The question of how I'm doing this morning cannot be in the affirmative. I'm not doing well.
Yeah.
You can't subject me to such gruesome footages and expect me to say I am fine.
Understandable.
It is not well.
No, that's not at all. No meaning and reasonable Nigeria would really agree to be faring well this morning, looking at what is happening in Benue State. But then we just still have to talk about it. A good thing you came in when we were watching the footage. So I want to know, and I know you've read the news from when it happened and all of that. I want to know, what's your take generally on what happened in Benue State, the killings, the reaction of the president. We also watched the footage of the president saying he condoles with the people of Benue State and he'll be visiting them on Wednesday. That's tomorrow. What's your take on these two issues?
Well, my take on all of the issues is this is an unbelievable descent into animality. We have lost our humanity. No sane, reasonable human being will commit such an atrocity against his or her own species. It is insane. It is completely and totally out of this world. So I can't even endure watching people making political statements of I will visit next tomorrow, or I will cut my trip and do this or do that. And you see, let me be very blunt with you. What we are witnessing right now is the failure of all collective system. It's a failure of government. It's a failure of religion. It is a failure of education. It is a failure of parenting. It is a failure of everything. We have lost our human civilization. We have descended below the level of the beasts. And if such humans who could perpetuate these acts are permitted to repeatedly walk away scot-free without any consequence, it gives them the impetus, the confidence to continue doing this. We are living in a world where we have normalized stupidity. We have normalized and rationalized criminality. We are seeing with our own very eyes a slaughter of human beings of our own species. And in the next couple of months, nothing will happen. All of these people, do not be deceived when politicians will come and tell you they didn't die in vain. They will be remembered. Let me break your heart. They are dying in vain. They have died in vain. In a few months from now, no one will be talking about them. It will be business as usual. And the politicians will be talking about only 2027 and how they wish to perpetuate themselves in office. It is a tragedy of the greatest human proportion. We have lost our humanity. And somebody needs to come into the house and awaken these people and tell them, you are no longer human beings. You have been relegated from humanity to animality, and you have to wake up. It is hard to watch these things. It is hard to see. That's my take on it, my dear sister.
Thank you. I'm actually being a bit emotional here. It's really, really not a good sight. I don't even know why I'm talking about this on live program, because it's heartbreaking watching very dark man shows, those clips of children, you know, burnt to ashes. It's I don't understand how, like our guest said, Comrade Peter rightly said, where is our humanity? Where is empathy? Viewers, please feel free to call in. We want to hear from you. Those in Benue State, please call us. What's the situation over there? How is it going? Please, we want to hear from you. I know Gift has some questions for you, but before she asks, I want to know what your take is on, PDP has come out to say that all of this killing is, as a result of the government's encouragement to these perpetrators. Do you agree with
Let
them?
me say it point blank. To hell with APC, to hell with PDP, to hell with every political party. This has nothing to do with politics. This has everything to do with who we are as human beings. If your religion tells you to go and do this to another human being, you don't have a religion. You need a new religion. If your political leader tells you to go and do this as a result of politics, you don't have a political leader, and that politics should be banished from your mind. This is animals don't do this to their fellow animals.
Not at all.
Even the dogs in the wild forests will not gang up against their fellow dogs and do this to them. Lions in the forest do not gang up against their fellow lions to do this to them. We are talking about the black race. This is the black race that have suffered slavery. At a point in time, our race was going to be exterminated. As black people, not even tribes, we endured slavery. We endured colonialism, where foreigners came into our countries, colonized us, made us slaves. We endured military rule. We begged and fought and struggled for civilian rule. This is the civilian rule we have. So that's why I say it's a failure of both the religion. A religion that permits you to do this, that does not expel you, that does not excommunicate you, that rationalizes this type of a behavior. It's a failure of religion. It's a failure of parenting. That these people who perpetrated these acts were born by women. That they had fathers, that it took a male and a female to put someone in a womb for 9 months and bring the person and grow the person to become an adult to perpetrate acts like this. It is a failure of parenting. It is a failure of education. It means every form of education ever received by these people was not directed at the right cause. It is a failure of the institution of governance itself, because one of the primary responsibility of government is to protect people. Now we are looking at them. These are the vulnerable people. These people are already poor. They cannot afford the kind of luxury we have in Abuja, where we live in estates. And even in your estate, you have security men day and night. And apart from the security guiding the estates day and night, you even have your own security men at your own security post at home. So the people ruling us are, they cannot truly empathize because they have lost touch of reality. Even the clergymen, they move around with police security. They tell you it is the Holy Ghost that will protect you when you sleep at night, and they have security men to make sure that no one bothers them. And the ordinary person who has nothing else but his God, his government, and his family cannot sleep at night. A situation where no one has compassion for a baby. Children! These are children! You're killing babies. It is called infanticide. Infanticide is different from genocide. You are killing babies who didn't even have the opportunity to commit a crime, and you exterminate them in such a brutal, painful, cruel, gruesome way because you know there will be no consequence. Who sent you to do this? If your leaders told you to do this, are these leaders human beings? If your religion told you to do this, can't you think now that you don't have a religion? Who sent you to do this? How can you do this to your own species? Do you see goats killing goats? Do you see cows killing cows? In just one country, your own people, your own color, your own nation, we have lost our conscience. We have lost it all. That's all I can say, my sister. I can't just stay here and break down and cry. Are we just supposed to look at these footages and feel sympathy? So all we owe them is our tears. We will shed the tears and the tears will dry up. Pressmen will write and then it will be over. And the government are even giving us a timetable. Don't worry, I will come visit you at so time. To say I'm disappointed is just to say the least.
Viewers will take a short break. When we come back, we'll talk more. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is still now streaming, coming to you from ACNNTV. It's been a heartbreaking one for us here in the studio, talking about the massacre in Benue State, and it's really, really not a good sight. Neither is it a good topic to talk about. But then, like I said earlier, we'll keep talking and we'll pray that one day our voices will be heard. Now, we've seen the president, gave his directives. The president rescheduling his visits, his rearranging his itinerary to visit Benue on Wednesday. And we have a lot of people criticizing all of that. Why did he even give a speech one day after the incident? Why not that day? Insane climbs. The president should resign. So I don't blame those who are calling for the resignation of the president, the governor of Benue State. In same climes, they should resign because you are the chief security officer. If the chief security officer cannot do anything while his people are being slaughtered in their numbers, you keep seeking sympathy. You don't need the president's permission to protect your people. You actually do not need that. The people voted you to secure their lives and property, but you're doing otherwise. You're feeling overwhelmed. And I don't think that's a good thing. If you have no clue as to how to go about governance, resign honorably. Let someone who knows the know-how step into the shoes and do the right thing. And that brings us to our security agencies. You claim to have the manpower to, there was a time, it's actually not even a claim. There was a time Nigerian foot soldiers were regarded as the best. Where are our soldiers? Where is that courage you used to fight for the freedom of other countries? Remember when it was South Africa? So what is happening? Why are you people docile now? Why are you so, when it comes to protesters? Okay, we saw there's this headline here. CDI's IG launch cross-border manhunt for killers. Are you for real? Go to the forest, go and find these people, bring them to book. Allow the protesters protest in peace. They have freedom. It is their constitutional right. It is their fundamental human right to protest. Yet these people come out to protest the killings of their loved ones. And you disperse them with tear gas. I wish we could play that video. I don't know if we have it. You see the number of policemen just for these protesters, and they're not there to protect them. They are there to tell them, go back home. We saw the helicopters hovering around these protesters. Yet these are people whose families, whose loved ones were slaughtered. And guess what? The perpetrators are walking freely. And when they are being captured, oh, Gift, what was that you said? They have been rehabilitated back into the same society where they committed havoc. So let me ask you, comrade, does it mean security apparatus? Because I don't know, maybe we see a whole lot of things happening in insane climes, and we always wish it happened, or maybe we're being brainwashed such don't happen. Because I know in a sane climb, when your superior gives you an order to commit murder, you have a right to say no. So is it that our soldiers, our security apparatus here don't have a right they don't think for themselves? Because I don't understand why they're after protesters while these evil people go scot-free.
My sister, I'll go straight to the point. I will not lie to you, neither will I lie to the audience. When you talk about security, it's because our people don't have a sense of history. That's why we assume when you see a soldier, you don't actually know what this uniform represents. So let me take you back history, a little bit. You see your men you call the security men, those in the armed forces, they lack the moral capacity. It's not even talking about technical. They lack the moral grounds to want to do the right thing. They are a part of this system. The system is designed to do what the system is doing right now. We are in a system that is designed to oppress, suppress, and repress, and make sure that they keep you in perpetuity in that way. When it comes to we activists, they know our numbers. They search for us everywhere. Mm-hmm. As I am here in this studio, the security men are trailing me. They know every call I make, every move I make. They have their eyes on all those who are criticizing government, but they don't have their eyes on the problem itself. Let me take you back in history. When we were under the military, we stood up as civil society organizations. We said we want to have civilians to rule us. We want to have democracy. We were beaten. We were tortured. Some of us went to prison. We had an election June 12th. It was the freest, fairest, and most credible election ever held in Nigeria. They annulled it, ensured that the winner of that election died, and it took 32 long years before they came up with one little 400-page pamphlet, which the man called a book, where he made just partial confessions and hid the multitude of his atrocities when he was the head of state. We suffered all that time, struggled all through the period of incarceration until democracy came. If you know the torture during the military rule, it was unbelievable, unprecedented torture. So Nigerians got fed up with soldiers and said, civilians, start ruling us. What we have fought for all our life was democracy. I am announcing to all of you that what we have today is not democracy. If you think it is democracy, there is something wrong with you. What we have is civil rule. That means we are not being ruled by soldiers, we are being ruled by civilians doing the same thing that the soldiers were doing. So nothing practically changed. What you call a democracy is a government of the people, for the people. That means the government is not only of the people, because it came from them. It must do things that is meant for the people. And most importantly, that government must be by the people. So we have the government that is of the people because they are civilians. Their actions are not for the people because they are not pro-people. It is not by the people because they have their own screening way through INEC where they get in there. They have the judiciary. Both the judiciary, the legislature, legislative and the executive have all collapsed into one group. And let me tell you why the soldiers can't fix it. The moment you become a top military officer, you in Nigeria, you are a billionaire. So don't be deceived to think that you can steal one drop of crude oil in Nigeria without the complicity of of the security. You know, when people talk of oil thefts, what are they talking about? You think somebody comes with one small cup to the Niger Delta and takes oil and runs away? You know how big those vessels are? You know how long it takes to fill one vessel, and you know how slowly those vessels move. And yet they always disappear, even when we have all the coastal guards. So these military men are busy with oil wells. They are busy mining gold, silver, and other things. And the civilians have permitted them, for the civilians to stay in government. You know, they have to let the armies do everything they want to do so they don't take over from them. You get the point. So you don't have a democracy. So you have a civil rule. And that's why they will never allow the people to decide freely and fairly for themselves who will rule them, who will govern them. This thing, if this happens in any part of the world, the governor will resign, the local government chairman will resign, the state police commissioner will resign, the IG will say, oh, how can this happen under my watch? Oh no, I can't take it anymore, I resign. But I tell you, if you go out in the streets today now to protest, I've been a protester all my life. I have suffered untold hardship. Even last year, I still suffered incarceration in the hands of the Delta State government. I've written a book about it. The book is titled The Innocent Fool. You know, how Nigerians have been innocently turned into fools. How they deprived your generation of the study of history so that you will not know what has happened before you. So that gap of 25 years of not knowing what these people did, you know, and then they just brought history back with no one to write it. Because if you know the atrocities that some Nigerians have committed and they are still ruling you today, they are still alive today, still writing memoirs, trying to rewrite the story. In other words, deceiving the already deceived, that this deceit is not a deception. So Nigeria is under state capture. Your country, your state, your locality has been captured. So how you liberate yourself depends on you. You know, Bob Marley once said, only we can liberate ourselves. You get it? The liberation cannot come from the oppressor, because the oppressor cannot liberate you.
Comrade,
It is, yeah.
speaking of liberation, how can we start the journey? Because now we've seen that everyone in power, there is a deliberate act to keep the people in subjection.
Especially the young people.
Exactly. So how can we start this liberation? Because at the rate Nigeria is going to, it's scary what the next few years has in store for us.
The liberation begins with consciousness. Is the liberation of your mind. By the time you begin to know that poverty has been weaponized, you know what a weapon is. So anytime we activists are telling you the weaponization of poverty, some people say the grammar too big. It means they are using poverty now as a weapon. Which means the more they keep you poor, the more they keep you vulnerable. The more they make you a tool in their hands. In a country where the minimum wage is 70,000 naira,
which has not been implemented,
which they don't even want to implement, yet the members of the National Assembly, the governors, the local government chairman, these people are flourishing in excess money. That 70,000 they cannot give you for a month is not up to the amount they spend in one plate of food at Sheraton. And they will not even be able to finish the food. They are praying for appetite to eat it. And that's the money they want to give you to pay your rent, your everything for 1 month. And they are even negotiating it. So what else do I have to tell you that your state is captured? So your liberation begins from the mind. Understand that poverty is a weapon against you. Understand that religion has been weaponized. The Bible and the Quran has been weaponized against the people, because they know if you control their minds, you control everything. So religion is weaponized. Education is also weaponized, because all the things they teach you in all the institutions have practically no bearing with the reality you will meet in the streets the day you graduate.
Very true.
Very irrelevant.
Very.
The moment you have graduated, after your NYSC, you feel like an illiterate.
True.
Because everywhere you're going to look for a job, you are going to learn that job afresh.
What is even when you go outside the country?
Yes. It's as if they didn't teach you anything.
Why most times there's no connection between the university and outside. People
That
are
is it.
finding it difficult to get the jobs obtainable now because
Your training doesn't prepare you for anything. That's why we call it the weaponization of education. They will never put the right curriculum. So these are the things you have. These are symptoms of state capture. This is how you know when your state institutions is under captivity. And as you asked, my dear young lady, the answer is the liberation of the mind. Because the capture is the mind. When our young people see these big men, what do they say? Honorable, your boy is loyal. We are loyal. You know, why? I want to question, why do we still call them honorable? What's honorable in them? Why do we see people we voted into office and we say most distinguished? What's distinguished in that? Why do we still call human beings His Excellency? That's human worship. I always hear the Christians sing, the most excellency is Jesus. So why are you sharing His glory with all these politicians who are stealing your money? If you go around the world today in the 21st century, you don't see citizens referring to elected officials again as honorable, as distinguished, or as excellencies. It is the duty of those people to make your life honorable.
True.
If you can make the lives of the ordinary people honorable, I will carry a microphone and go around the street and be singing that you are the most honorable on the planet. If you can distinguish the lives of the people in Benue State, then when I see you, I can call you a distinguished senator. Then if you are doing an excellent job in Benue State, then I can refer you as a governor, as His Excellency. In the meantime, these people are not honorable, they are not distinguished, they are not excellent. In fact, to call a spade, they are acting idiotic. And it's a shame.
Viewers want to encourage you to call, even though our time is fast spent, but then it's not out of place for you to call. Let's know your comments on what's happening in Benue State. It's I'm so heartbroken. I'm really
You,
really
you see,
heartbroken.
it's difficult for your viewers to call because people are afraid of going to prison. I have been in prison so many times for my utterances, and that is why I am unrepentant
It's so
about
easy.
these utterances. Even when I was coming to the studio, that's why I came late to the studio, because a lot of people were begging me, please don't go now, please now. Must you go to prison every year? Must you always suffer yourself? I said, but we have to speak up, you know? So this is the way the country is. Even expressing your views has been criminalized. Coming out with a placard to say, please, what you are doing, because we can't come to your houses because you live in mansions. You have security men protecting your houses. When you drive along the streets, you are driving bulletproof cars with tinted mirrors, so we can't see you. We have no access to you. The only way we can have access to you is to stand on the street with a placard, hoping and praying that through your tinted glasses, you will even see what is written on the placard. And you have criminalized that. We cannot complain. If we cannot go to TV and radio stations to talk without DSS following us everywhere.
Okay,
You cannot even send a common WhatsApp
I have
message.
to hold you short there. We'll have a
Okay, good morning. I'm Sunday Andrew. I'm calling from Abuja.
Thank you. Go ahead, please, with your comments.
Firstly, I want to say, Comrade Piper, I recommend you for what you have been saying on the studio, and it's a big applaud for you on your side. Firstly, I want to talk about the killing in Benue. My grievances to the lost souls. I pray that their soul rest in perfect peace. Number one, my question is, the three senators from Benue, what have they done during these killings of 200 and something people? We have honorable members from Benue State. None of them have actually come out. We have someone who is one of the most prestigious persons in this country, in the SGF, in person of George Akume. What has he come out to say? No any press release concerning it. It's just a picture of us that the politician doesn't care about anybody. It's a very big pain that a country where we have almost 200 and something million people, some people were massacred in streets. No television media cover it or go there to take an interview with the citizens of that place or the indigenous of that place. That is number one. Number two, I have to watch from Rome when the Pope was actually praying for the people of Benue. I believe that we have a president, we have media, we have other things. What have they done? This country is not ready. We'll continue to live in pains. Yeah, today is Benue. What's going to happen to other states tomorrow? What's going to happen to other states? That is my question. If what is going on in Benue, we are comfortable with it as a nation, what's going to happen to other states? We are not ready. And I pray that God help us in this country.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sunday, for that wonderful contribution. I think I agree 100% with him because, these people do these things and they get away with it. They will go to other states to do the same. Last time it was Plateau State.
So there are no consequence. The people who killed in Plateau, where are they?
They're walking free.
They are walking free. So if I do something and get away, I do it. It becomes regular.
There are states that it is even being denied that such exists and thousands are being killed.
Yeah.
The governor will come out, it's not happening. But people are running away because of their killing.
And this is where I want to praise your television station. This is an issue that other TV stations are avoiding because they all look at, they think of self-interest. It's a topic they don't want to talk about. This is a kind of news that the government will want to go away quickly. So I can predict what you're going to hear them say. All right, you have another call. All right.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
I'm Christina calling from Port Harcourt.
Thank you. Please go ahead with your
I'm
contribution.
from Benue State.
Oh.
It's just, I don't know what to say, but my heart is just filled with pain. My mom is in Benue State. We are just looking for a way to bring her out. My younger brother, last 2 weeks, was going to Benue State to see if he can bring her out from the village. He was almost killed. I don't know. Benue people are in the hand of God. Please, I just urge you people to continue to pray for Benue people. My prayer, I don't just know. Thank you. I don't know what to say. My heart is pain.
We feel your pain. We feel your pain, Madam Christiana. We feel your pain, and we pray you find a way to take your mother out of Benue State.
What else can we say? The next thing you're going to hear is a committee has been set up to a committee of inquiry have been set up to look into the crisis, and then you will now hear them say they have set up what do they call this center? IDR, internally displaced persons camp. Next thing you are going to hear is, okay, government deploys so points on this billion for rehabilitation, and the government has spent another this and that billion. Then after a few years, you go as a journalist to the camp, and then you will see children dying of hunger, malnutrition.
So we told we have another caller. Good morning, Mr. Emmanuel. Please go ahead with your contribution.
Okay. I want to use about what I'm watching the program. I want to commend you. This is like AIC program. In fact, what is happening in this country is becoming as if it is no longer civilian rule, no longer democracy. But what is happening now is I commend your people for the program that Joe is very commendable. I like that the government is looking at this issue that is happening. But what my brother has just said, one of my brother has said from Abuja, he said the right thing. There was killing in Benue. Another one again this year. Country. In fact, our leaders need to look at it. The same thing happened in Plateau. Last month, the same thing happened in Taraba State. And our political leaders hold their hands. They don't do anything. In fact, our leaders need to be cautious. Because I would like to disagree with what that what is happening is beyond politics, beyond religion. In fact, political parties are involved in every kind of thing that is happening. So that is my comment.
Thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel. And I know we have to go. It's past our time, but we have to go. But then let me get your last words on what we've talked about today.
Nigerians, we need to reawaken our consciousness. Nigerians, we are losing the most important thing that brings us together as human beings. We are losing our humanity. We are losing our value. We need to come back. We need to see, when you see a human being, what you see is a human being. Yeah. There are certain things a human being should never do to a human being. And whoever is breeding such human beings that are capable of doing this kind of things to fellow human beings is not breeding human beings. We need to reawaken our consciousness and come back to becoming humans so we can protect our collective civilization. Thank you.
Thank you very much, comrade. We truly appreciate the gift. Let me get your last words.
Like comrade has said, we need to reawaken our human sympathy. The president has told us we should not be angry, we should not exert our frustrations. We need to be angry. We need to exert that frustration and seek out a solution, because obviously those in the top places that should actually look out for our interests are against us at this point in time. So who else are we going to look forward? No one is coming to save us from the government. The security, they are not coming to save us. We are to save ourselves at this point in time. Comrade talked about enlightening ourselves, because history has been lost. We look at human lives as bunch of numbers. 2 persons was killed, 3 persons was killed, 100. These are families, connections that now we have been told to silence the anger, the pain that comes with losing such number of lives. Please, Nigerians, let's get up. Let us reawaken that anger, because it's really disheartening.
Yes, it is. Thank you very much, comrade, once again for coming to talk to us.
Thanks for having me. And please keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you very much.
And take care of yourself. Please don't cry too much. Thank you.
It's so heartbreaking for me, because I'm a mother. I'm trying to imagine,
I understand.
It's really heartbreaking. Thank you very much, Gift. And to our viewers out there, especially those that called in, thank you for calling in. Thank you for staying with us. Our heart goes out to all the people in Benue, those who have lost loved ones. We cannot say we understand what you're going through, but we just stand with you. We empathize with you. And like it's said in Igbo language, Ozemena, may another one not happen. May another one not happen. Please stay safe out there. Bye for now.